Hello everybody, Crypto Chaperone here, and today we have some more breaking news with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We have Bitcoin, which has just been, picked up by the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, to be released as futures tradings. And for a while we haven't heard anything of it. We haven't heard anything of the regulators passing any of the bills for it or anything kind of moving forward. But now, today, here we go. We have our first news of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange posting their Bitcoin futures, and that is supposed to happen in 3 weeks. If we go scroll down through here, there's a big thing about how today or yesterday the US financial firms finally got all their stuff pushed through, and the regulators are really pushing to get it through this year. So I think what they actually came up with is it's going to be on December 18th. It is actually going to become tradable on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So you're going to be able to trade Bitcoin futures on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange before the end of 2018. And this is major. This is going to bring in a lot of institutional money, the same thing that we've been talking about, and the same reason that we've seen the markets spike up 25%, 30% over the past month is because of all this news that's been going on. And just slowly as we creep into next year, Bitcoin is growing larger and larger, and everything behind it is growing larger. And the movement and the notoriety and the advertising and everything is just becoming more and more focused on Bitcoin. If you last night paid attention to the Big Bang Theory's new episode, they had their Bitcoin entanglement episode on, and that viewed to, I think it was like 14 million people is what they have on their average weekly viewers. So that's 14 million people that potentially could have just got the idea now, who never saw or heard of Bitcoin before, or maybe 10 billion or 10 million of them maybe even heard of it, and that's just 4 million it reached. But still, every one person that learns about this is another person who could potentially become invested in this space, and that's another person who could greatly benefit from what this space has to offer. So that's why I have on our the Beware the Underdog shirt, because that's what I think Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are in general. They're the underdog, and that's what they've always been looked at as. And right now you're really starting to get a lot of focus on Bitcoin, and the underdog is going to come out to be the victor in the long run. I think we're going to see Bitcoin from this news. If we go back and we check out our exchange or coin market cap prices, Bitcoin is at $10,690. It is definitely recovering from its dips it's had over the past couple days. I saw a lot of posts on Twitter and everything like that showing people who had the charts of Bitcoin going straight up, and they had kind of the breakdowns of how the markets work. And that's what I've been saying about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, is it's unpredictable. A lot of people had yesterday's market is us readjusting to the actual price of Bitcoin, and then they had us completely falling back down to an actual stabilized price, or whatever our organic growth would be at the moment, which is probably like $8,000, $7,000. But now you have this news that just broke, and that's going to push more people into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Investors and institutional money who were still refusing to look at Bitcoin until it actually had its legal grounds presented for this CME group for the Bitcoin futures trading. I'm sure there was a lot of people who still had their doubts that it was even going to happen, and this could have just been some sort of FUD that was being spread around and or whatever else, and just to pump the price, just some sort of rumor. Now it's actually here, it's actually happening, and as this happens, you're going to have a lot more major places start to accept Bitcoin and start to recognize Bitcoin in general. You're going to have online stores that are going to accept Bitcoin because you have so much of this big money and these bankers that are going to be investing in it, so they're going to also have this. So if I'm selling, who knows, t-shirts, coffee mugs, baseball tickets, is if you're selling it and there's people with big money out there that could potentially buy it, and the more this market grows, the more people that this Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies flow out to, the more people you're going to have that have this on hand and are willing to spend it. So you're going to see a lot more places start to integrate Bitcoin payment processing in their just payments in general. You're going to see probably a lot of online stores in general start to accept it, just because it's an online payment method and it's so easy to accept and transfer your Bitcoins and do whatever with, and it's very easy to keep them safe as long as you don't keep them on an exchange. One Bitcoin in the hand is worth two on the exchange, so everything that you keep on an exchange is very, very risky, as I've said before, and I've taken tons of videos of me doing trades and all that, and I do leave money on the exchange because I don't really want to transfer my money back and forth to my wallets so often, and I don't keep very large amounts of money, or at least very large amounts to myself. I think I had like $700 or $1,000 on there, and then I traded into US dollar Tether yesterday temporarily, and then went back into Bitcoin and then pulled all that out. So I'm not a fan at all of US dollar Tether. I've only traded into it twice now. But if the markets are kind of telling you to do something, I knew the Bitcoin price was going to start to drop and stabilize. That's what I was telling everybody that was looking to invest into Bitcoin. That's what I said yesterday in my video that was very off sync. So hopefully today's video is actually synced up. But that's what I was saying in yesterday's video was, if you do have capital to invest in cryptocurrencies or invest in anything in general, you want to break up your investments into different percentages, and you want to invest at different tiers, more or less. So when the price fluctuates, you want to, if you would have invested at 11,500 at Bitcoin's all-time high, you still would have not seen any profit yet. And if you would have put all 100% of your profit or capital in at the moment, you would have had nothing else to buy back in with on the dip. So you would still be just holding your original Bitcoin that you bought in with. Now, if you're somebody that is looking to hold Bitcoin for the long term, if you understand the potential behind Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is in a general, then yeah, that might not bother you, because you might have just put all your capital into Bitcoin and you put it in a wallet, and you have no reason to look at it within the next 6 months, because you're going to hold on to it and you know that it's going to hit 20, 25,000, 30,000. And I've heard a lot of people saying by summer that it's going to hit $30,000, $40,000. So even from the price that we're at right now, you could see a 3 to 4 times gain just by holding your money in Bitcoin without trading, without taking any risks on an exchange, without any risk in general, just not even paying attention to this space, not having to wake up in the middle of the night and check your portfolio or any of that to see if your coins are up or down, or to see if you need to pull profits or whatever. Bitcoin, I think, is going to be the king cryptocurrency that I've been talking about all along. And I think if you are looking to invest in cryptos, if you do put your money in Bitcoin and you're not looking to pull out your profits in a month, 2 months, 3 months, if you're looking to hold on to it for 6 months to a year to 2 years, Bitcoin, just buying and holding, is going to be your best investment, more or less. We're going to take a look at our one-day charts to see what actually happened to Bitcoin over the past 24 hours. Now, I'm sure after Bitcoin pumped up to its 11,500, there were so many people that wanted to pull profits, just like we see at all of these kind of resistance levels that we come up to. We saw the resistance at 10,000 kind of get pulled, and I've seen other YouTubers say that the previous resistance is going to be kind of now your support. So potentially we had that whole big resistance at 10,000, and 10,000 could be our new support. Or we could see Bitcoin go back down to a stabilized price around maybe 8 to 9,000. But now that we have Bitcoin kind of releasing for sure on the futures exchange and all that, I think you're going to have a lot more institutional things start to pick up Bitcoin. Potentially more stock exchanges will start to pick up Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. And I think this is just the start of something major for cryptocurrencies. This CME group was the one that kind of put their foot in the door for institutional money for this. And as soon as a lot of other stock exchanges and brokers and everybody start to see how much money they're going to be making, they're going to definitely want to take advantage of it as well. And I think that's why we're going to see such a major rise over the next 6 months in cryptocurrencies. And our market cap did have a drastic downturn. I think it was like $60 billion was pulled out. So here we go. Our market cap all-time high was about $345 billion, very close to $346 billion. And then right after that, we had a dramatic surge down to 332. So I don't know if I'm in the way of this or you can see, but 332 billion. So we had a pull out of about $13 billion, and that was very quick. And then it had a slight recovery or double peak up to 335, and then we had our massive drop down to 290. So we had $45 billion more or less get pulled out of the market over the course of, let's see, this is 16, this is 20. So over the course of maybe like 3.5 hours, 4 hours, you had the $45 billion, which is about 11 to $12 billion an hour, was being pulled out of this market. And you had the price just significantly drop. And as this started to drop, you actually had a lot of people who were even investors in analysis of Bitcoin and charts and all that, who were kind of fearing and saying, yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to go back down to 8,500, 8,300 and all that. And you wake up today and Bitcoin's surging again, and you wonder why. And then you see the news that the CME group has made further ground in stepping and getting Bitcoin onto their exchange. So that's always something to remember in cryptocurrencies. That's why I've been telling you guys, pull your profits while you can and reinvest when you can. If Bitcoin's up to $11,000, there's no reason you don't have to cash out 100% of your Bitcoin, but maybe take out 20%. And if it just shot up randomly to 11,000, or when we saw that big wall of resistance and we still went past it, there was no reason to really pull your profit, to not pull your profits. I mean, when we did hit that all-time high of over 11,000 and around 11,500 and around 11,000, when we started dipping back, that's when I did pull my profits a little bit, and I bought back into Bitcoin down at like 9,300, 9,400 yesterday. You can definitely make a lot of money just by being vigilant in the markets and paying attention to everything that's going on and what's happening. I didn't even know that the CME group actually came out with this news until about a half hour ago, 45 minutes ago. So I just decided, hey, I'm going to make this video and tell this news to all you guys, because maybe you haven't heard this. But I'm sure if you're in cryptocurrency and all that, you've probably heard it. I just wasn't paying much attention to anything today. I just checked out the charts and saw the surge, and then came across all this news. So that's mostly what I've got for you guys today. Always try to stay safe out there with your cryptocurrencies, your Bitcoins, everything. As you can see, every day this space is growing, and every day what you're holding is becoming ever more valuable. So if you do lose potentially one Bitcoin today on an exchange, that might be 10,000 today, but maybe in 6 months you've lost potentially $40,000 in reality. So you always want to make sure that you are keeping your Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies safe. If you haven't entered in my Nano Ledger S giveaway video yet, or my Ledger Nano, whatever, I'm going to have the link for that below. It's a video that I posted. All you have to do is go look for that video, find it, leave a comment under it, and you'll be eligible to win the Ledger Nano S. I'm actually going to be giving away 2 of those. In the video, I only said I was giving away 1, but I think I'm going to give away 2. I've had a decent amount of people that have been interested in the video, and I think just getting the whole idea of being safe with your cryptocurrencies and safe with what I see as the future of being your money is definitely something that you want to start to practice wisely. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I'm going to leave you guys with the news that Bitcoin is probably going to continue to go up, especially as we near the 18th, when it actually becomes tradable on the CME futures group. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more dips up until then. We might see another dip down into 9,000. We might not see a dip to 9,000. This might be our new stabilized price right here. Anything can happen, and I'm sure you could watch 100 people and 100 videos of what they think is going to happen with the price, and I'm sure you could still come up with your own idea or based on all their ideas, and it still wouldn't happen. I'm sure no one's going to know what's going to happen in these markets because they're unpredictable at this point. I don't think anyone saw 11,500 coming either, but that just shows you cryptocurrencies are amazing. They're growing every day, and you need to beware the underdog, because cryptocurrencies are here to stay, and they're going to make you rich if you start investing today. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. It's Crypto Chaperone here, and I'll see you guys later. And actually, this is going to probably be my last video for a couple days. I'm going to be spending the weekend with my family, since I have been spending enormous amounts of my time in cryptocurrencies. So I'm probably not going to be posting anything on my Twitter, in the Telegram channel, or anything like that for the next 2 days. I'm going to try to just enjoy. I'm not going to really be making any trades or anything like that, so you probably won't be missing out on much. Other than that, if something major comes up in the market, or some major news, I'll post it on Twitter. I probably won't be making a video or anything like that, or I'll post it in the Telegram channel, but I will see you guys probably Monday, and you have a nice weekend and enjoy. Talk to you guys later.